Upadesamrta, verse 9. Vaikuṇṭhāj janito varā madhu-purī tatrāpi rāsotsavād Vṛndāranyamuddhārapāni ramanat tatrāpi Govardhana Rādhā-kuṇḍam ihapi gokulapate premamrita-bhlavanat kuryad asya virajato giritate sevam viveki naka. Translation. Because Sri Krishna appeared there, Mathurā is considered to be superior to Vaikuṇṭha. Greater than Mathurā is the forest of Vṛndāvana, because this was where the Rasalila pastimes of the Lord took place. Govardhana hill is considered to be superior to Vṛndāvana, because Krishna performed amorous pastimes there and raised it with his merciful hand. However, Rādhā-kuṇḍa is superior to Govardhana hill, because it is brimming with the nectar of divine love for the Lord of Gokula. Which intelligent person will not render service to this place, which is situated at the foot of Govardhana hill? Illumination. In his Upadesamrta, Rūpa Gosvāmī leaps from Vaikuṇṭha in one stride to Mathurā, where everything is available in a very clear and substantial way. In one stride, he comes to the Krishna conception of Godhead. But in Brihad Bhagavatamritam, Sanatana Goswami has filled in the gap for us. In Brihad Bhagavatamritam, Gopakumar begins from the lowest stage of devotion, gradually making progress through different levels, and at last he comes to the Krishna conception. According to the gradation of consciousness in its development, from provincial to universal, we may find ourselves in so many different planets or planes of existence. Bhuloka is where we are, the world of our experience, the world of our sense perception. It is a peculiar place where we have free choice. Other places are only meant to enjoy or to suffer our good or bad deeds. But in this human species, in Bhuloka, we can take an independent step. In other places, more or less, we have no independence. Bhuva is the mental sphere. The effect of our mental acquisition takes us to our present position of experience. It is not by accident that we exist here in this world of our experience. We have acquired such a position by our previous karma, and the area of our previous karma is called Bhuva. This physical sphere is only an outcome of that mental sphere. The present world of experience is the product of our previous mental impulses. Sva means the plane of decision-making. What to do, what not to do, what I like, what I dislike. This is called sankalpa, vikalpa. I like this, I don't like that. This is the soil of the mental world of acceptance and rejection. In this way, in this mundane world, there are different planes of existence. Bhu, Bhuva, Sva, Mahar, Jana, Tapa, and Satyaloka. The negative side includes these 7 planes of life, from Bhuloka up to Satyaloka, where the Creator Lord Brahma lives. The master of the whole world of experience of the negative side lives in Satyaloka. The negative side, consisting of the combination of the 3 modes of material nature that produces this world, finishes in Satyaloka. Then begins Viraja, the verge of the equilibrium of the negative side, the last limit of material consciousness, and the highest position aspired for by the Buddhists. On the verge of equilibrium of the positive side is Brahmaloka, the beginning of the land of service, the equipoised verge of the positive world aspired for by the Shankarites. The next is Shivaloka. On that side there is Sadashiva, and he is the master of Maya. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. There in Shivaloka, Shiva is a devotee of Narayan, representing himself as a token of service in Vaikuṇṭha. That is the position of Sadashiva in Shivaloka. Sadashiva and Mahavishnu are almost one and the same. On that side, Sadashiva is a devotee, and on this side there is Rudra. The marginal position between the serving world and the enjoying world is Shiva. That aspect that is towards the enjoying side is Rudra, and that which is towards the serving side is Sadashiva. The real position of Shiva is a very difficult thing to understand. It is marginal, two aspects combined, mainly tyag, sometimes bhog, and sometimes service. Shiva Tattva means marginal. Shiva Tattva, Guru Tattva, Dham Tattva, and Sri Vigraha Tattva, these four things, are very difficult to understand. After Shiva Loka, we find Vaikuṇṭha, the land made known to the world by Sri Ramanujacharya. In that area of the Paravyoma, there are so many Vaikuṇṭhas in so many different phases of the pastimes of Lord Narayan, who resides in the center. Then there is Ayodhya with Ramachandra. Lakshmi Narayan are in Vaikuṇṭha, the plane of worship with splendor and grandeur. But Ayodhya is better than Vaikuṇṭha. Why? In Ayodhya there is the first introduction of Vatsalya Ras. The variegated nature of Ananda is not to be found in Vaikuṇṭha. In Vaikuṇṭha there is no father or mother of either Narayan or Lakshmi Devi, but Vatsalya Ras, Sakya Ras, and Madhurya Ras in the real sense may not be found there in Ayodhya. Madhurya Ras is not distributed there extensively. Only Sita is there, Ramachandra's affectionate wife. And there also, Ramachandra is under the pressure of niti, moral laws. Dwarka is between Ayodhya and Mathurā. There we find Krishna being worshipped in different rasas. He is with many queens there, and the devotees are serving him in different ways. Unlike Ramachandra, he is free and not controlled by the laws of this world, where he has to sacrifice even his heart and the truth to the false opinion of his subjects. He is free in Dwarka, and the prospect for Leela there is also of a variegated nature. Madhurya Ras is also there in Dwarka, but it is not fully represented. Krishna is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, but he is aspiring after the sweet, playful stage of Vṛndāvana. Krishna in Dwarka is conscious of his Leela in Vṛndāvana, but he can't go there. He has self-imposed duties and engagements. He feels in his heart that I was very happy when I was playing during my youth in Vṛndāvana, but now duty does not allow me time for this. From Dwarka we come to Mathurā Mandal. There we find Krishna to be more comprehensive, more free, an autocrat, and free from the contamination of grandeur and politics. Krishna's birth ceremony is found in Mathurā, not in Vaikuṇṭha or Dwarka. So Mathurā is greater because the service of a higher type can be found there. By the measurement of rasa, Mathurā holds a superior position because the rasa is more variegated there. The measurement of high and low is according to the rasa, the actual measurement of the ecstasy that can be felt by the servitors. There are various conceptions of Krishna. Dwarka Krishna is there, Mathurā Krishna is there, but the highest conception of Krishna is Krishna in Vṛndāvana. Vṛndāvana Krishna does not care for Mathurā and Dwarka. Vṛndāvana is above Dwarka and Mathurā. In Dwarka and Mathurā, Krishna is a political man. The Krishna of Mathurā is different to the Krishna of Vṛndāvana. We must always remember this. In Vṛndāvana there is free love, free faith. There Krishna is in a playful mood, playing freely, in a very plain place, where his friends are also of a similar nature. He does not show any gorgeous kingly style. All these Krishnas are both one and different. That is achintya bheda bheda, distinction and non-distinction. There is a difference in function and mood. Within the Krishna conception we find so much variety, according to his temperament and satisfaction. It is inconceivable. The unified and differentiated character of reality is inconceivable. Its secret is in the hand of the supreme power. It does not depend upon our whim. Still, that differentiated character of the Absolute will be seen differently according to the subjective relationship we have with him. Mālānam ashanirnirnam naravara strinam smaro murtiman Ghopanam svajano satam kshitibhujam shashta svapitro shishu mrityur bhoja pater virad avidusham tattvam param yoginam vrishninam paradhevateti vidito rangam gatha sagraja. When Sri Krishna entered the arena with his brother Balaram, he was regarded by the spectators in different ways. The wrestlers considered him to be like a thunderbolt. The men thought of him as the best of men. To the ladies, he appeared to be the god of love personified. The cowherd men looked upon Krishna as their own kinsman. The vassal king saw him as a great chastiser. His parents saw him as their most beloved child. Kamsa, the king of the Bhoja dynasty, perceived him as death personified. The foolish saw him as the universal form. To the yogis, he appeared to be the indwelling supersoul. To the members of the Vrishni dynasty, he appeared to be their most revered lord. From the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:43-17. When Krishna was entering the arena to meet with Kamsa, different persons saw him in different ways. It was the same Krishna entering, but different classes of people were looking at him, but seeing him in different ways. But they are one and the same Krishna. That is also possible. According to their adhikar, they saw him differently. Some saw him as a foe, some as a friend, some as their son, some as a politician, and some as a king. In this way, there were persons of different categories, and according to their own position, they were seeing him differently. Krishna satisfies everyone. Even the animals in Vrindavan become ecstatic when they come in connection with Krishna. Barhapidam natavaravapu karnayo karnikaram bibradvasha kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randran venor adarashudaya purayan gopavrinder vrindaranyam svapada ramanam pravishad gita kirti. With his head adorned with a peacock feather, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, wearing yellow garments as bright as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland around his neck, that best of dancers, Sri Krishna, entered the forest of Vrindavan and beautified it with the marks of his lotus feet. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips as the cowherd boys sang his glories. From the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-5. Krishna in Vrindavan differs from Krishna in Govardhana. In Vrindavan there is free mixing by Krishna, without any hesitation, in connection with other camps of the gopis. That is a general rasa lila. At Govardhana there are only selected groups. Both the camp of Radharani and Chandravali are to be found there. But our need is the exclusive group, the group of Radharani. Rādhā-kuṇḍa is only for the selected group of Radharani, not for any other. Rūpa Gosvāmī has mentioned this. Rādhā-kuṇḍa is the highest position where only Radharani and her own confidential group approach to serve Krishna, and Krishna, in his full-fledged love, comes to cooperate with her service. The highest conception of Krishna is at Rādhā-kuṇḍa. Vaikuṇṭha is to be eliminated. The land of dedication begins from Vaikuṇṭha and ends in Vrindavan. Vaikuṇṭha is calculative, and Vrindavan is spontaneous and irresistible. Raghunath Das Goswami says that if we have too much attraction for the laws of Vaidhi Bhakti and Shastric rules, then we will be thrown down into the Paravyoma, to Vaikuṇṭha, and we won't be able to keep up our position in Vṛndāvana where it is spontaneous. We won't be allowed to take our position in the land of freedom where spontaneous love is the queen and is regulating the whole thing. She will throw us down to Vaikuṇṭha. Go there. Do your duty according to scripture, according to calculation created by grandeur, awe, and reverence. Go there. Only the simple, plain, spontaneous, hearty service of the Lord reigns here in Vṛndāvana, and we are in the midst of that thing. We do not care for any other thing, only for the object of our love. That is our guide, that is our Shastra, that is everything. We do not know anything more, and we do not want to know anything more. No necessity of any scriptural direction is found in Vṛndāvana. My direction is Krishna. What law will come in between? A law will say, oh, you only did this much, so don't go this way. What is this? I must give my whole heart as much as I can command to my Lord, and to those that are running to serve him in that nature. There is no law, no scripture, no goodwill of the environment, of the society, so-called relatives, and also the ways that have been recommended by the Shastra. You should do this, you should not do that. That may be in the case of worldly matters, but not in our dealings with Krishna. That is spontaneous. That is automatic. Therefore, Vaikuṇṭha is to be eliminated, and even Ayodhya and Dwarka. Elimination of the highest is going on cautiously and with reverence. What can I do? My fate is connected in Vṛndāvana. My inner hankering is for that type of service. Forgive me. Raghunath Das Goswami says that when the inner attraction is coming towards Madhurya Ras, he is reluctant to go there. Sakyayate mama namostu nityam, dasyayate mama rasostu satyam. I continually offer my respects to your confidential service. My sincere inclination is to go towards the lower service. From Vilap Kushamanjali, 16. The attraction for the highest class, I am not fit for that. This should be our temperament. I shall try my best to stick with the friendly circle, Sakyaras. I am afraid that it may entice me in a false way. I have no such great fortune in me, no ambition. Even in that world, no ambition. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. It is not an exaggeration. It is the real thing. We should find this sort of substance within us, and then we are safe. We are in a good position. We must not think ourselves very high, that we have already attained that spontaneous flow. In our position, we must try to give some respect. Pujalaragapata Gaurava Bange. We should always keep that on our heads. We shall roam about in the Shastric area, but our gurus, our superiors, our aspiration should always be kept on our heads. I am not in such a big position, so I must show some respect for the Shastras, etc. Otherwise, if we think that whatever we do in the name of Krishna is all right, then we go to hell. Pujalaragapata Gaurava Bange. We must retain our connection with the Shastric society as far as possible. And we will always give appreciation, reverence, and love for that higher area. We ourselves may not put that into practice, but our appreciation should always be towards that which is beyond the law. Krishna is above law. Krishna and Krishna's devotee are above the law, but we are not yet in that category. That should be our general temperament. Pujalaragapata Gaurava Bange. In this way, development in the theistic area has been shown to us, and we are fortunate enough that we can appreciate in our gradual progression these things given by Mahaprabhu, Bhagavatam, and the Goswami Shastra.